it's a bit lighter brew than a lot of the others that I've done, which this one is the second time I've steeped this one. And steeped the first time for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and this time maybe the same the second time. It's one of the wonderful things you can do over and over. I'm going to show you a few different types. It's mostly this new one, which is a much darker leaf. Although it makes kind of a lighter tea, which is kind of interesting about it. And these come in these little bundles, which is first on a string. It's kind of traditional and aged for a while. It's a little more fermented like the pu'er, but not the same process actually. It's still a bit aged, and I think that's part of the darkness. I feel like part of it is that these are intended for the dreams more so than the antioxidants, and I feel like it's actually it might be a different variety, or maybe it's just how they grow it and age it. The stuff I used to get that was more, the ayahuasqueros growing it tend to get this darker, but it is an interestingly light brew. And how they do it traditionally, this string running through it, they take and you pull it out, you rub it all over yourself, which one of the things that it has is natural saponins. I feel like that may be part of that, but then they burn the entire string before you use it and pray over the fire and put intentions and this and that, which intention helps everything. I'll show you a couple of these others. And, this one is an interesting waykana. It's a loose leaf, which who is this waking herbs? They're out of the Netherlands, but it's grown in the Amazon. And so this is a lighter, you see a bit lighter green cut, and this one is actually dried a lot lighter, and there's less to the drying process, that they're trying to preserve more of the antioxidants and this and that. That's the intention of this one. It's, like I say, it's got twice the antioxidants of green tea, more caffeine than coffee. What is this one's amino acids? I feel like 17 or 18 polyphenols, all kinds of goodness. I don't know that I would imagine it's biologically complete protein, like we were talking about, but I don't know exactly. And this one, that's a wild guayusa. I'll just show off a few that we got now. And these are about out. This one's kind of in between. It's a bit smokier. Looking, it's darker than this one, but lighter than this one. And I do quite like this one. I feel like this one actually was a bit more maybe potent in the dreaming aspect, but that might be because I've drank so much of this before. It tends to take a few weeks before that part takes effects, but the saponins, the caffeine, antioxidants, all pretty instant, and I know I've had enough when my eyes get bright and clean and white, and it's said to help whiten the teeth, but I'm not a cacao as well. And so I dig this one. Where's this one from? I don't actually know. It says that it's wild, which that's partly why I just felt like I needed to make another guayusa video, in that there's a lot of stuff happening in a lot of protected lands in the Amazon being unprotected because people want economic development, and so they're just clear cutting and reversing some of that stuff in Brazil, so they can make more money, which is what it is. A lot of the economic development, then, you know, we've economically developed so many places so much that we now are having issues with carbon sequestering is a big thing, or carbon emissions, and how do you sequester carbon, and the rainforest does it. So it's a shame to put it down, and since this stuff grows in the shade, if we can get more of it from the little tribes that work the rainforest and grow it in the shade, I feel like can help keep the Amazon intact, which I think is one of the most valuable resources we have, and definitely the best garden on the planet. And we all breathe its air, and we get all kinds of new medicines from there. It's just wonderful. So more guayusa. Plus, I did have a dream about it, so kind of follow in the dream, start with that, make another one about guayusa. I feel like everyone's got to know it's more caffeine than coffee, but the cleanest caffeine that I know. I feel like I've pretty much just been on guayusa and pu'er and superfoods all day, and no jitters, no crash. I still feel good, and it's got all kinds of protein in it, which is really nice to get from a tea. I think it's one of the best, which they actually warn you kind of about this one when they give it to you the first time, that if you drink this, you will probably get hooked and probably return to the rainforest forever, which I think, bring it on. I don't know, anything else? I feel like it's really nice. Not everyone's the most sold on the flavor. I feel like it does really well. I love to steep it for overnight, about 8 hours is good. You can do it over and over. Traditionally, people do for like 24 hours, but pour it out every 8 hours or so. And will get a lot darker and richer. This one's really light though, which surprises me since the leaves are so dark. I feel like together too, a bunch of proteins and antioxidants and all that. A bunch of neurotransmitters, the L-GABA or the L-theanine, the GABA. All kinds of wonderful stuff going on in this plant. And the fact that it's grown in the shade of the Amazon, so it puts the monetary value on the canopy staying intact. They won't log the forest if we can drink this. And especially get it from little villagers, because then people grow in the rainforest and have money coming in. So I think it's pretty rocking. And it's like you kind of just gotta get into it. But steep it overnight is really nice. Brew it proper. Bob's your uncle.